Welcome to the Mountainside Podcast. My guest today is a longtime friend of mine. He's also a member of the band Lola Rising. I hadn't seen him in probably 15 to 20 years, and it was great just to sit down and catch up with him.
Oh, yes.
What's up, Matt Fink?
What is up, Bobby?
How are you, bro?
I'm doing well, man.
Awesome,
I'm doing
man.
Really good.
It's been about probably 15 to maybe 20 years. I don't fucking know since the last time I saw you, right?
A while. Let's just call it a while.
Yeah. Hey, man, I apologize on that one because it took a goddamn pandemic and a podcast to get you and me in the same room.
But the forces have finally aligned. And, the weird 2020 situation is finally aligned with probably, I'm guessing, 3 or 4 planets in a different solar system.
Yeah.
Here we are.
100%, man. Yeah, well, I can't wait to catch up with you, man, and I'm sure we'll be going down some memory lanes here together. And
yeah, I can't avoid that.
Yeah. Just don't get me in trouble or incarcerated from all the dirt you got on me, all right?
I promise I will not do that. And most stuff is past statute of limitations. We're fine.
Oh, okay, yeah. There was no cell phones with cameras back then.
No, thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Yeah, man. Well, it's great to see you, man. And you've been in the music industry for a long freaking time, right?
Yes.
And that's where you and I know each other from.
Yes.
And you're currently in a band called Lola Rising.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you guys have been gaining some serious ground in the last couple of years. You've been awarded the best reggae band of 2019 by the Westward.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is a local publication. Also named Denver's best folk band by 303 magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get kind of no one can kind of put us in a certain bubble.
Sure.
So we folk, rock, reggae, pop. Jawaiian is the one we get
How
a lot
about just
now.
Fucking good?
Well,
How about
thanks,
good?
man. I like that one too. I'll take good. Good's always good.
Yeah.
But
yeah, man.
it's
I
good.
really do like your guys' music, and big fan of that. I've been actually following you guys for a little bit longer. I don't know how long. How long has the band been together?
So the guys were Woody, Paul, and Kevin.
Yep.
They were all together for about a year before I joined. And I was actually in another band, my previous band, the Flash Mob, before. And actually Kevin called me up and was like, hey, our drummer bailed on us and we're in a battle of the bands. Can you come down and practice with us and, just kind of fill in? I'm like, yeah, no problem. I got you. So I did that. And then unbeknownst to me, my other band is falling apart. So we kind of split up and had a mutual split of that band, and I just never left. So it's been about 4.5 years that I've been with those guys, and we've just been constantly adding to our repertoire.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I haven't been listening to you guys since the beginning then, because I think I've only known about you guys a couple years, but it's great stuff, man. I can't wait to come see you guys live. I haven't had a chance to do that.
I can't wait to play live again.
Oh, I bet, man. I can't wait to get back at it. I'm in the same industry, and it's taking a major fucking hit right now, and there's some people that are taking a major hit too, and it's their livelihood, you as a musician, the road guys, the lighting guys, fucking backline guys. I mean,
it's
Carps, everybody.
It breaks my heart, man. I see plenty of people I know, mostly sound people and stuff on social media that I know who I'm like, this was a person who literally works 6 days a week at one of the dirtiest clubs in town, but is just an A1 sound person, and they're just struggling. And I'm like, that hurts, dude, because that's a good person who's trying to get work done, and you're like, oh, what do you do?
Yeah, and they didn't do anything wrong. I mean, it's not like they went to work too high or too drunk, right?
Yeah,
which is pretty common for our business.
Yeah,
but
I mean, that's actually okay,
Some of them are better off that way. I have some really good friends that I've spent a lot of time on tour buses with, and they're much better off under the influence than they are sober. If they were sober and we were in the middle of a load-in, I would just be like, dude, you need to go to the bus. Yeah. I'll see you in half an hour, and everything will be all good, right?
Why don't you go take a walk, man?
Yeah.
Why don't you go...
Here, take this apple with
yes,
you.
Yes, you'll figure it out.
Right. But Jeremy back there, my man behind the curtain, he's in the same industry too. So that's kind of.
And I know all of those dudes too.
Yeah.
The disappear at lunch and come back smelling.
Yeah.
Like
potpourri.
We just call that Colorado now. It smells like Colorado.
Colorado air
Colorado.
freshener. Yeah.
It was
Nothing
funny.
wrong with
It was
that.
funny when that there was kind of like a I forget what year it was, but where they stopped caring, where people stopped kind of spraying themselves down with some sort of a different scent, and they were just kind of like, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
Like everyone knows I'm high anyway, and they just showed up like that.
What's
It
that
was pretty
shit,
funny.
dude? I remember rolling around with my buddies, and we'd be like smoking weed, and we get pulled over or whatever, and
Ozium.
there'd be alcohol. Yeah, and they just start dousing the car with Ozium.
Ozium.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, and you're choking on that shit and the weed smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like,
You smell
now,
like chemicals.
Like, don't worry, they'll never figure it out. And next thing you know, they're in handcuffs. you
yeah,
know?
they'll never figure it out. The cop rolls down the window and he's like, huh,
Yeah.
really?
I actually had a guy I toured with, and I don't know if this story's true or not, but he was smoking going down the road and was getting pulled over, and he was smoking out of a glass pipe. And I assuming it was weed, and hopefully not the devil's dick or something like that, right? But he went to go drop the pipe like as close as he could to the door, like discreetly out of the window. Well, I guess the story tells, right, that he dropped it, and somehow his back tire picked it up and shot it through the cop's windshield.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I hope that's true.
Yeah,
because
shout out
that's
to
just-
Harry Chin. If you're listening. Sorry to put you on blast, brother, but
Oh, that's
yeah,
amazing.
crazy. But anyways, let's get back to Lola, man.
Yeah.
So what is your genre of music then? What do you guys consider yourself? I saw something, and I'm gonna fuck this up when I pronounce it
No,
or
it's okay.
whatever. Is it Jawayan or
Jawaiian.
Jawayan?
So it's
Okay.
kind of the traditional reggae from Jamaica and Hawaiian traditional music, and it's kind of a mixture of those with kind of just pop. So
Okay.
it's kind of that reggae upbeat island feel, but you got that pop sensibility in there too. So like, yeah, I think we bring that kind of, that's been the most common lately of what we've been getting tagged with. Like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the band The Green.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Are some
So-
of those guys from Denver?
No.
Okay.
Like those dudes are straight from, I believe, the Big Island.
Oh really?
I think
Okay.
I think it's the Big Island.
I saw
don't
them
wanna
at Red
misquote,
Rocks,
but-
and I think they opened up for Dirty Heads or something like that.
Yeah,
And this was a few years ago. But I just remember I think it was the bass player or the guitar player was all decked out in Bronco shit. So
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like,
No,
I
those
thought
guys
maybe he was a
represent-
Colorado kid or
Yeah.
something. But
Those guys always represent. They're
Yeah.
super cool. We opened for them not too long ago, but
yeah, I love that band. They're another great band.
that's a band that like they get called Jawaiian, and like
Okay.
because they're basically your stereotypical Jawaiian.
Uh-huh.
It's that from the islands. This is it. Here you go. This is the new version, and we're kind of like, I guess, Colorado Jawaiian.
Yeah.
You know, people were always like, you guys are from a landlocked state because it sounds like I should be drinking on a beach listening to your music. We're like, yeah, we know. We kind of
we got beaches. They're just on rivers,
yeah.
man.
I was like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of hard to push that in, but we have so many influences. I know that like singer-songwriter stuff, Paul's the singer, he's really into stuff like that. I mean, just because it's keeps his brain at a different level, all that kind of stuff. So
Sure.
And then Woody, our bass
Do you want
player-
to touch on the band members right now before
Sure,
we
yeah,
get into
might as well.
this?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you,
yeah.
I know that some of them weren't able to make it up tonight.
Yeah.
So you're here to represent.
I am the sole representative this
But
evening, but
cheers
that's
to
okay.
that,
Yes,
man.
cheers, man. Cheers.
The next one, we'll
Yes,
get a
sir.
couple more in
Yes,
here.
sir,
or
we
something,
will.
yeah.
I promise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a cornucopia of influence.
Okay.
Like each guy has like, we all bring our own like.
And I actually
Genre
know some of
members.
the band members from
Yes,
back
you
in the
do.
day, right? And I
Yes, you
didn't
do.
really realize it until I started doing my homework, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's Kevin. Oh
Yeah.
shit, that's Woody."
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
so,
yeah.
And so it was kind of cool that revolving circle, you know. And it was good to see all you guys come together.
Hell yeah!
But yeah, go ahead and touch on some of the band members, and
I'll start with those guys. Like,
okay.
I'll start with Woody. I was talking about
Yeah.
him. So Wood has massive influence all over the place, but like he also like it's stuff that's way outside of my genre wheel usually. Like he's a big bluegrass guy, and he's also a big like jam band guy. Like there's stuff that I'm not like that's not my wheelhouse.
So like string cheese fish type stuff.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
he's turned me on to some different like jam bands that I would have no idea about. I'm
Sure.
just honestly. I mean, for me, I was like, man, that's a long song. I don't know if I can make it through this. I'm just being honest.
Right.
Like he's really turned me on to stuff that like I would never have thought of before. And same with like bluegrass and stuff like Punch Brothers and like a bunch of other stuff that he gone through. So
and is String Cheese Incident from here or Fish? They're a Colorado band or a Rocky Mountain band. Anyways.
String Cheeses.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Right. And but yeah, man. But that's not only what he listens to. I mean, he's still in the same genres that we do, reggae and like rock and all over the place like the rest of us.
And the band that
like,
he played in with Kevin previously was kind of like a rock.
Kind of 311-ish.
Yeah.
Like kind of like they had that kind of rock reggae rap and singing on top of it. So, which was really dope. I really like that. So, I mean, we all come.
Band.
Yeah. We come Optimal Frequency. Shout out.
Yeah.
But we all come from that same cloth. So, and then like Kevin's on the opposite side of that. He's got those same influences of like the jam band and stuff, loves Dave Matthews, stuff like that. But then he's like Gojira and like like some metal bands.
Oh, okay.
And then he'll be like, have you heard this? And like pass me a metal band. And I'm like, hell yes, this is awesome. I love this. And like we kind of like, he goes from that to like like Hip Abduction, like which is like kind of a world reggae hot like pop band. It's like all of these different influences just from two guys, right? And there's 6 of us.
Right.
So, and it's really cool.
Yeah, because you guys have trumpet and like backup vocals, keys.
Yeah.
You're actually are you still doing vocals on drums?
Yeah.
I thought I heard you in there on a couple songs.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, cool.
But oh man, it's so much fun though. God damn it, I love it so much.
Yeah. Cool, man. I'm glad.
If I'm kind of jittery looking, that's why, because I'm like I get all hype about it.
Yeah. No, it's all right, man.
But like, and then Paul started the band.
Okay.
Paul went to Japan for 9 years. He worked out there, and he picked up a ukulele and started playing and writing his own songs, and that was the birth of Lola.
Really?
Yeah, and he came back and he went to college down at Fort Lewis down in Durango with Kev and Woody.
Okay.
And so they all knew each other from there, and it kind of morphed into that. And then, Paul came back and he's got all these other influences, all the stuff that you would think that the reggae and that side would be there. He's also got like traditional feel stuff and like just crazy, crazy amounts of like, he's doing like Spanish style guitar stuff. Like we were listening to a bunch of stuff with Paul. That's why I love like riding in their car with him, because I'll get like 3 different bands I can like basically suck off there. I'm like, yep,
sure.
So I'm going to take this. Give me this right here.
Right. So it's just a array of influences then.
Oh yeah. And then
already, and we've only talked about what, 3 members?
3. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there's Joe, our trumpet player. He is just a beast on the trumpet. Like this guy can throw down.
Yeah, man, his solos are especially on the new EP, and I'm hoping that maybe if it's with your permission and the band's permission, we could maybe play a track or
100%,
something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute, but yeah.
But like he is just, I mean, classically trained. He's toured. He's played with a bunch of different bands all over the world. I mean, the dude is a beast, and like he throws down, and he's the one who brought me the motet, and I mean, like, you name it. I like.
Oh, here he is soloing right here.
Yes, sir.
Crushing it for us big guys out there.
He's doing it, man.
Yeah,
he's doing it.
That's awesome.
I mean, man, he's just that's the guy who like salt of the earth, like, and he brings people together. He is definitely, when you see him at a show, he's going to be the guy with the smile on his face having fun. He's also going to just bust your balls just because he thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
Just wonderful person. Love to have him in the band, man. Like all these guys. It's just so much fun to be in a band with people you really like.
Yeah.
And
that's pretty much half the battle, as you and I know, you know, and mean, like you've been in a lot of bands. I've worked with a lot of bands. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad said something when my dad's a musician, for the listeners out there. He's a bass player, and he told me when I was a kid.
Shout out to Mike Fink.
Papa Mike. What's up, Maui Mike?
What's up, Mike?
He told me when I was a kid, and I didn't get it until I was older. He goes, music would be great if it wasn't for the musicians. And I laugh my ass off now because I'm like, I get it now. I get it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're basically married to 6 people, 8 people, 10 people, depending on your crew, your sound guys. I mean, that's your family, no matter what.
Yeah.
You're having a bad day. They're having a bad day. You don't agree. You all agree. I mean, like all that shit just.
Yeah.
Poof.
You're going to ride together, shower together,
Exactly.
all that shit.
Yeah. You're just like,
Yeah.
No, but it's good. It's good. And I mean, especially this is the first band I've been in with a girl.
Okay.
Like, and Sarah Joelle is my sister from another mister. She's like, we're dorks, and we talk about Doctor Who and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and stuff like that. But at the same time, I can sing something and she will instantly harmonize with me, and vice versa. And it's kind of just was an instant thing between us. And that was really cool. And then she started blending perfectly with me and Paul. And then she started taking front. And then the keyboard.
Yeah, because she's got a couple songs where she's the lead vocal on it, basically, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I mean, that was by design and just by natural feel. Like we wanted her to do it, but it just felt natural there, you know? And I was like, this is great. So Paul and her kind of switch off. And it's really cool to hear that too. And she's also classically trained vocalist. I mean, she went to college for it. Like she's plays in a bunch of different, all of us play in different bands and projects also for fun, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. It's like, we love music that much. Is like, we try to be doing that stuff. So she does a bunch of stuff, and man, I love playing with all these guys, dude. If you couldn't tell by how excited I am, how excited my voice is, I've been kind of,
yeah, you brought the schoolgirl vibe a little
dude,
bit.
I know.
Yeah, it's
I was
awesome,
like,
though. I love it.
I was literally
So,
like, oh my God, I just want to talk about it.
No, that's good, man. That's why you're here. So,
Yeah, I mean-
and we got plenty of time to talk about it. So,
Yeah, and I'll get all the nervous energy out about talking about music and stuff.
You need
again.
another beer? Or?
No, I'm okay.
Okay,
I'm
all right.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
But yeah, so that's great. So have we touched on all the band members besides you?
Besides me?
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to talk about yourself a little bit? You play drums.
Yes.
You also do vocals, and I'm sure you have something else in there that you play.
Drums, percussion, vocals. You know, we all kind of, when we write together, we all kind of bounce ideas off each other. Same thing, you know, musicians, I think it's good to use each other's ideas, bounce off of each other. That's how you make better things, right?
Right.
So, I mean, primarily drums. Yeah, man, I bring the crazy, weird hip hop and rock and pop vibes, you know, like, so that's the kind of stuff I bring. I still have a super soft spot for punk rock in my heart. So like, I just can't get over that.
You and me both,
So,
man.
yeah.
You and me both.
I mean, like anything from pop punk to hardcore, I'm in. So
Yeah.
it's just, so like,
You
they'll be
know,
like,
we grew up in a ranch town wearing cowboy boots, listening to fucking Pennywise and
exactly,
shit, dude.
exactly. Yelling brotherhood.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it was us.
Right. That's crazy. So I really love your guys' artwork too, man. You guys have, I don't know, is one of the band members do that or?
So, it's the first album. We had a friend of Kevin's, actually. That's a massive painting that she
really?
painted. And she was like, I really think this would be kind of cool. And we're like, can we use it for our artwork? And she was like, yeah. So that was the first album.
Is that the one that's like the bamboo
Yeah,
sticks that says Lola?
No,
or?
no, that's a different
Okay.
one. So then that one is actually Woody's brother does wood burning. He's a wood burning artist on the East Coast, and Scott's amazing. Like, he does stuff that you're just like, oh my God, you did that with a wood burning tool? Like, I mean, like, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
He also did like the cover.
What's
for,
his name?
Scott. Oh my God, Roberts.
Okay. Jeremy, can you look that up and see if you can find any of his stuff online? Be cool to see some of that.
But he like the single for Gravity, the girl's face coming from the water. That was him. That's his. The Lola Rising with the bamboo. That's his. We've been talking with him too, just trying to just trying to figure out like if we could get something going too. Like, and he's so busy too. We're always like, we'll get with you. We're gonna do this eventually, you know. But like, he's amazing, man. Like I always suggest that people check him out. But he's just so good. Like he does like he has this super cool. It's an acoustic guitar and it's got like turtles and everything like done on it, and it's all on wood and wood burning stuff. So it's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think the first single or whatever I listened to of you guys, it had like a Karate Kid theme.
Yes.
And us growing up in the 80s, you know,
Yeah.
like that was so fucking cool, man. I was like, okay, we're on to something.
Yeah, that's actually that's exactly, we always talked about that. Paul always wears the like kind of headband like the Karate Kid.
Okay.
When we play, like you'll watch plenty of the videos online, you'll see pictures of him and you're like, oh Jesus.
Is this him?
I honestly don't know. It's mostly wood burning stuff,
Fine
man.
art. Scott Roberts. Fine art.
It very well could be.
I'm sure there's a lot of Scott
But I
Roberts
believe-
out there. But
I think he's in oh god, West Virginia Beach.
Oh.
Yeah, like
I thought he was local.
no, like he moved out to the East Coast, but he does a bunch of surf stuff and like, yeah, he lives in a surf town out there. But
Nice.
amazing artist, and like I couldn't say enough about it. And then like
There it is. This
there you
guy's
go.
sick.
There you go. That's
Look at
it.
this.
oh, nice.
So,
Can you blow some of those up full screen,
Yeah,
Jeremy?
hang on a second.
It's
Oh, look at that wave. That
yeah,
is dope.
he's an incredible.
So that's
artist,
on
man.
wood, and he uses one of those heat guns. I would
Yeah,
or whatever.
like a wood burning gun and stuff. Yeah, like
Wow.
it's just, yeah. I mean, you can see it kind of fits our vibe too.
Oh,
So like,
100%,
yeah, like,
yeah.
but he's so busy. And
It's got
so
like that
good at
early
it.
Sublime art
kind of
feel
yeah,
to
yeah.
it,
It's
you
kind of
know?
almost that like tattoo, almost like painting. Yeah, I love it, man. He's such a good artist.
It's
Like
incredible.
yeah. Anytime I
this.
look at it, I'm like, yeah, that's amazing. I really love that.
Cool.
So anytime I can shout him out, I do.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, it's just
Yeah, that's Swell Luck Designs. Swell_Luck_ Designs.
Okay, cool. He's got an Insta page there too.
Yeah,
Okay.
very cool.
Awesome.
I'm glad you found it because my brain wouldn't have found. I even have a swell.
Jeremy's
sticker.
the wizard at that shit, man. That's
Well
why he's
done,
back
Jeremy.
there.
I'm like half of your half.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Not full.
I always call him the voice of God because it just like comes out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey, you might want to think about this or check this out." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. Thanks,
Oh.
Jeremy."
Cool.
No, I couldn't be luckier without Jeremy. Thanks. Shout out to Jeremy.
Yeah, shout out to Jeremy for sure. But
I
yeah,
can
and
find
then
Instagram links.
the newest album actually is a picture. The front cover is a picture of Kevin and Woody running into Cherry Creek Reservoir.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
I thought that was like in Hermosa or something.
no,
you know?
man, like
it
shout
looks
out
like
to
the ocean.
Sarah Joelle did all the editing and did the cover. So like,
Okay.
yeah, so like we talked about you won't see it on anything now, but like on the actual CD. Yes, people, there are things called CDs. They're analog pieces of equipment.
Yeah, for all you kids out there.
Yes, it came between the album, the cassette tape, and then the CD came.
You're right. Little
But-
history from
Yeah,
Matt Fink
you
here.
know, got to throw it down once in a while.
Right.
But on the CD, there's a wave, and like it's such a cool. She did such a good job with it too, and oh man, I can't wait. I literally got a new bass drum head just for the show. Like we were gonna do the CD release show and everything.
Yeah, the couple videos I saw, your kit looks fucking awesome, man.
Oh,
it's
thank
like
you.
all white.
Yeah.
It's a Scarface kit, is what I call it. But it's all white, and then it's got that Lola logo on it that we were just talking about,
Yeah.
right? Like the bamboo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks awesome, man.
And then yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna pull this up on my phone too.
Yeah.
I'm sure I got a picture of the new one, but I was just so excited to like get out there and show like the new parts too, and like I was like, oh man, come on.
Yeah.
That's been a bit of a bummer, but what are you gonna do?
Yep. Yeah, so on that front, what are you guys doing? I mean, do you guys have any shows booked right now? Has any clubs reached out to you saying that they're maybe going to reopen? Or I know you guys were touring pretty heavy right before all this shit went down.
We were, and
Yo, is that Scarface right there?
that's it right
Oh,
there.
That's awesome, man.
That's my girl.
That's a sick kid.
Oh, dude, it sounds so good. I love that kit. I saved for a year and a half to buy that kit, and
Yeah.
then it took another like 12 months for them to make it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So it's custom then, huh?
Yeah, it was the last one off the line. It's called a Pearl Redline kit. It's a reference kit. And it was the last one they made before they discontinued the series.
Hey, Pearl, Matt Fink needs a sponsorship.
Oh, God.
Lola needs a sponsorship.
Yes, please. Actually, I really, if we're really talking about it, SJC, give me a ring, man.
Okay.
We'll take care of you, buddy. I'll play your guys' set. I know you can make me a new Scarface. We can do this.
Right.
But, man, I just missed it. I just miss playing so much. Like, being live on stage is just where I feel comfortable. So,
yeah.
And we've literally had basically the entire year canceled. And we've heard rumblings of maybe with social distancing Halloween.
Whoa.
But that's a maybe.
Right.
I know that there's things in the works with outdoor concerts, where drive-in concerts, stuff like that, and we're hoping to get on parts of those too. But good Lord, man, it's crazy. I mean, like we said, it's been so effective, and like even on we're not 311, we're not Dirty Heads. Those guys are still doing stuff from home and stuff too, and guys in our level.
Yeah, but you guys are pretty much right underneath them. I mean, in my opinion.
Well, I appreciate that, man. But we're trying to move up to be with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And like
you always are, right? I mean, that's part of the game.
It is.
Yeah.
And
it's part of the rap game.
Yeah. I came from these streets, man. Basically, we're just trying to move up and do these things, and we had worked out a plan.
What a fucking huge speed bump, man.
Oh,
Jesus.
well, but this would have never happened.
Exactly.
I wouldn't have got to talk to you.
We probably wouldn't have started this podcast, honestly.
That's what I mean. Like there's a tons of things that I'm trying to take positives out of this, because we wouldn't have been able to start streaming live music and doing live stuff. I'm going to drop 2 drum videos next week.
Okay.
And it's just me playing along, having a good time in my basement. And the only reason I'm doing it is because I got time. I want to play. I'm going to be down in my basement playing drums either way. Right. So I might as well have a good time.
Might as well share it with somebody.
Yeah. And like be like, hey, man, is anybody watching? 2 people? Cool. Hey, 2 people. I hope you're out there enjoying this. I'm going to have fun either way. So I think there's positives that can be had. It's just,
there's a ton of positives that are coming out of it, for sure.
It's a little rough right now.
Yeah.
That's the drum head.
Oh, sick. Yeah, that looks great, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Can you send me that picture, and we'll have when we edit some video, we'll lay it over the video. Or something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's again, like we designed it, and then like as soon as I saw the design of the CD, I was like, drum head, that will fit perfect. And I'd like, I get all manic about stuff like that because I'm like, this is gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, right.
But oh man, I just love it.
So you guys, getting back to this, you guys just released an EP.
Yes, sir.
Right before, or you guys were recording, or what happened when COVID hit?
We had the release set.
Okay, so you had a premiere date and all that sort of stuff, and you guys, in the wake of it all, and I think, or my take on it was anyways, you guys moved it up because people were going through a hard time. Your fan base probably wanted to listen to it earlier.
Kind of.
They were at home, didn't have shit to do. You guys got it done a little bit early, whatever it was.
We were planning on doing a full-on release, like just one single and then push everything out. And instead we were like, you know what? We're going to switch up the plan. And all credit is we, as a band, we all started to do this thought process, what we're doing. Sarah Joelle and her partner, Sarah Slayton, just threw down and we're like, hey guys, here's 15 things we can do. And we just picked them up and went. And like they threw out ideas and we just went with them. And it was like, we're going to post videos. We're going to talk to people. We're going to do everything digital. We're going to do everything like we were going to in person, but we're going to do it digitally. And that was strange at first, but I've kind of gotten comfortable with it now.
Sure.
It doesn't replace playing live. It doesn't replace going to see people and talk to them. But I do feel like you at least get to connect, and you can ask people, hey, what do you think of the songs? Did you enjoy it? Do you have a favorite? do you have any ideas for videos? We're always willing to hear ideas, you know.
Sure.
I always want to hear, oh man, I had this crazy idea where you're coming down this mountain, and oh cool, let's talk about that. That seems like it would cost $1 million. I don't think I can do that, but
Right.
maybe somebody can draw that for us. That'd be cool, you know. So I mean, I think changing it up kind of helped, and honestly, I think we got a different audience because of it.
Yeah.
Like it opened up a whole different door.
Well, with all my free time on my hands, I was able to actually listen to your live release, I think it was, right? And I had no idea. I figured it would be like, I just figured it'd be like a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Like where the band would be sitting there, they'd be on some sort of mic or talking about a song, and then you'd listen to the song. And that's what I've seen before.
Yeah.
But I was fucking literally blown away, and I suggest people go and watch that who
Nice.
haven't checked out Lola, because I don't know who you guys use for the videography or whatever, but it was dope, man.
Nice,
it was
man.
really awesome, man. I was engaged the whole time.
Which one are
I
you
stopped
talking
what
about?
I was doing
Oh,
and just
that's
watched
cool.
the
Well,
whole
that's
thing
good.
for
That's good.
whatever the 45 minutes or the hour that it was.
Is it?
and-
Are you talking about the Denver Channel 8 one? Was it the one the video was up earlier of Joe?
No, it was something that you guys did on Facebook, and it was like a bunch of. So every song had its own music video.
Oh,
And
yes,
whoever
yes.
produced that
So,
did a fucking amazing job.
That's
man.
That's Miss Sarah Joelle again.
Is it really?
And,
Wow.
Yeah, she's on point, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, she do work, and
And that's cool. She's a band member too. 'cause
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
that's the thing is we all try to push as many talents as we can. I mean, like. I know, I'm sorry, Woody, I'm not trying to throw you out on the spot here, but Woody does Lego animation.
Okay.
I'm just throwing that out there that if you see a Lego thing, Woody had all the
Hell yeah.
all the work on it. So I'm not saying you got to, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But
We actually at my house, because the kids have been pinned up and homeschooling, and they got really into the show Lego Masters. I don't know if you watched any of that.
I haven't watched it. I watched like 5
Yeah.
minutes of one, and I was like, I don't want to get addicted.
Yeah, it wasn't really for me, but
Yeah.
it was bonding time with me and my kid, because my kid was super into it, so he wanted somebody
yeah.
to bounce it off of.
Oh,
And,
there was a Star Wars one that gets me every time.
yeah. But anyways, we started a Lego building contest, and one of the I've been coming up with odd shit, because as I watch them get depressed, I'm like, okay, we need something new.
Yep.
Here's a puppy.
Are you happy? Here's a puppy.
Yeah. But we did a Lego building contest between, like, mom had to build her own thing, and
Yeah.
we had to draw themes out of the hat, and I actually drew the theme that I came up with. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the YouTube videos of Guy on a Buffalo.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude. I don't know who that band is that made, like, the
Yes.
music videos, and I think it's like a 1970s show or
Yes.
some shit, right? But anyways, I did this whole Guy on the Buffalo scene, and, like, I had bad guys, and I won the Lego building contest,
You won.
dude. Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Well
smoked my
done.
son. I was like
You're
standing
like-
on the coffee
You're
table,
like,
like, that's right,
son.
bitch. Yeah,
That's what Dad does.
but it was great, man. We got the whole family involved, like family that lived out of state, and they
That's
voted
cool.
on it. And
No, that's
stuff.
cool.
But I'm pretty proud of my Lego championship.
As
at
well
home.
you should
Yeah.
be. Oh, dude, so that video. Sarah, what she did was she went through and was like, we're going to do a release. And on the day that, we were basically going to play the Gothic, we're going to do a video,
What a
lyric
great
video
venue,
release.
man, too. I haven't been there in
Oh,
fucking
dude,
forever, yeah.
I love the Gothic. It
Yeah.
is, I mean, again, let me do another shout out to Danny Sachs and
Okay.
AAG Live and those guys. Oh
Yeah,
my
you can do
God.
as many shout outs as you
That-
want on this thing, man.
Oh, they're amazing dudes. They've been working with us for the whole year. I mean, they're one of the reasons where they gave us a shot and we threw down and they were like, okay, you're not messing around. Okay, we got it. So,
Cool.
and it's just been, there's some of we played with Modest Yahoo at the Gothic, and that was,
Oh, sick.
yeah, that was a good one, man. That was just one, I mean, I've seen Modest Yahoo probably 6 or 7 times with 311 and Dirty Heads and,
Yeah.
all these other bands that I've always I'm like, oh yeah, Slightly Stupid and Pepper and all these guys. And it was a bit surreal to be like, oh yeah, and now we're opening for them, so it was really cool. It was really cool to play that show.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, the videos, it was just That's her.
Yeah, they were great, man. They were really well produced.
glad.
I think that they were well made. I mean, directed. However, I'm not a videographer, obviously, if you've watched any of our YouTube videos on the podcast, but we're working on it. Hey, we might need to give Sarah a call.
Yeah, I was like, I know a girl. I know a girl. Yeah, it was awesome, man. I loved what she did. And it was funny. Here's a funny story for you about that. Facebook muted us, our own music, under copyright infringement. I was like, but it's us.
So why it was happening live? Because I was able to watch the whole thing live, but it was after the fact.
When we went to replay it, because we wanted to put it back up for everybody to watch. They couldn't watch it live, so they could watch later that night. So we tried to basically replay it that night, and they blocked it again.
Wow. Well, you might sue yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it was
It's
weird.
gotten so crazy, man. I heard a rumor the other day, and I don't know if it's true or not, but YouTube was talking about if you cuss in the first fucking 5 minutes of a video, they will take away your monetization.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. And then...
But what about Joe Rogan?
He's moving to Spotify. Did you
Okay.
see that deal he signed?
100 million. Good
Jesus.
God.
Yeah. I
was
should have
like-
started the podcast 11 years ago.
I was like, you guys need
Shout
a
out
partner?
to Joe Rogan,
Shout
my
out to Joe
mentor,
Rogan.
buddy. Jesus, man.
I was like, you guys.
I'm happy for him, man. I think he deserves it, man. The
No, it's
dude's put
great.
in solid work.
Yeah,
He's-
it's not like it's like some flash in the pan. It's really good
Yeah.
stuff. So I mean,
and I know what it takes to put out just one episode, and he's doing like 3 or 4 a week. I mean, granted, he's got probably bigger production value and stuff like that, and bigger sponsors.
but
still, man,
it's the same. It's the
a
same
lot-
idea,
yeah.
same thing. I mean, that's the way that goes, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you said, good for him.
Shit, if I could make an eighth of that, Spotify,
Yeah.
I'll be waiting for your call.
Yes, I'm in on that too.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys have your music up on all those platforms, right? I mean,
Yeah.
how does that work? Is that if you're a new band starting up? I mean, is it hard to get your music spread across all those different platforms? And is there any sort of monetization when it comes to Spotify or anything like that?
Nah.
Because CD sales aren't a thing anymore, right?
No.
I mean, it's not.
If I'm
unless
honest,
you're selling them at a show, right?
Yeah, if I'm honest, you don't make money off music. You just don't. I mean,
it's all live performance.
like
right?
you got to be one of the top 2% to make good money off your like downloads, you know, and that's why it's so hard. I mean, and that's why it's hitting our industry so hard too, is because most of these guys make money at being road dogs, getting out there and touring, selling merch, doing the private before show stuff.
And that's
all
where
that
I've
stuff.
made all my money in the industry. And I'm very fortunate, got to go all over the world. But man, some of those bands I went out with that were mainstream are just on the fucking grind.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You're talking 6, 7, 8 shows in a row.
Oh yeah.
And you know the toll that takes on you. It
Oh, man.
takes a toll on the crew.
Well, and it's
to
like,
everybody,
I mean, like the crew and the band show up, it's dark, you leave, it's dark, you know, I mean, stuff like that. It's just, it's not an easy life. It's definitely a calling. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean to sound lame or hippie or any of that, but it is. I mean, like,
Yeah, you have to have a passion in it.
if you don't love this, you're stupid for doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, because if there's no love in it, like, this is a kick you in the head kind of
Kick you in
business.
the balls,
Yeah.
man. Shit.
I was being nice.
Yeah.
I was being nice. But oh man, it's it's wild. It's just I have no words for it. Like
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say about it now. It's
So does Lola have a record deal, or are you guys signed to a label, or do you even need that nowadays? I mean, I feel like the record labels have kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit
yeah.
on a lot of shit. And
We would still be willing. We don't have one. But we would still be willing to talk to people about it, of course. Because it's what it is that basically a record company is a financial backer.
Sure.
That's technically all you're
they're
signing
giving
on
you a
for.
loan, really.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It is a loan. I mean, and if you believe in yourself enough that you can pay back that loan, you can make things work. But, like, I mean, you watch the documentary with 30 Seconds to Mars where they fought with their company for years and we're literally not going to put out music anymore. And then they put that album out and it goes, 3 times platinum in an era where nothing's going platinum. I mean, stuff like that is like...
What documentary was that?
Oh, man.
That's what we got Jeremy
I was
for,
like,
man.
I'm going to
Jeremy's
need Jeremy.
The voice of God.
The voice of God. But, yeah, it's... it's an amazing documentary because it's just like it shows that they're in breach of contract, and they start to basically their record company gets sold twice. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens in this documentary.
Yeah.
And it's really, really cool to watch. But like, if it can happen to a band that has that big of a presence,
Sure.
like guys like us who aren't like yet to that point, we're just trying to get to the point where we're like, we want solid management and we want to be able to play good shows with good people, you know, and like
Artifact.
That's
Yeah.
it.
God, that was 2012.
Dear God,
Wow.
is it that old?
Oh my God, what's happening?
Time has
Yeah,
stopped.
time is just fucking flying by, isn't it?
Oh, dude. I feel like every time I like discover a new band, by the time like I get through their like if they have any back catalog or anything, and I get into their new stuff, there's 14 other bands that have already surpassed them, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to pay more
Yeah,
attention.
they just keep
Yeah.
popping up, man. It's
And-
like a lot of the shows that I was going to do, I'd show up and I didn't even know half the people that were on the bill, and these are big bills,
Yeah.
right? Like Made in America and downtown Philly, 6
Yeah.
stages, you know, like
yeah, real
and I'm
things.
like, who the fuck is Juice World? And the next thing I know, he's dead. You know, it's like
You're like, oh my God, what happened? You're like, I hope he was
amazing artist, though, man,
yeah,
dude.
I mean-
like, I'm not really into rap, but he's got some amazing recording ability, or did.
Yeah.
And
That's a crazy thing too. Is like rappers just dropping dead, and you're just like,
Yeah.
my God, that's
living
whole-
that fast life, I
No,
guess, huh?
God, yeah, you know, you can't. They should have listened to them old Houston rappers. Don't be sipping on that scissor.
You're right.
Don't be doing it, man. They be killing people.
It's not good for you, man.
No.
You gotta stay away from that
stuff will kill
scissor.
you.
Yeah. So, are most of the band members from Colorado or the mountain region, or
Yeah.
they all kind of melting pot in our huge melting pot of a state right now?
Well, the funny part is so Sarah, Paul, Woody, and Kevin all went to high school at the same high school. They all,
Really?
yeah, they all went to Littleton High School.
So they've known each other for a long ass time.
Forever. So
Okay.
it's been, you know, a family affair for them since then. Joe actually was Joe, I apologize if I mess this up. I have poor memory skills most days. Kind of like an army brat. And he was born over in Germany. And then he came back here. He was in Ohio, went to college there, got his degree in Ohio, and then he's been back here for years. So
Nice.
but we're all pretty much, we all claim Colorado. You know,
Yeah.
that's, you know,
I know you're big into the outdoors, and I know some of the
Oh,
other
hell
band
yes.
members are.
all of us, in fact, we all get down like that.
Yeah.
Like Woody's an avid kayaker. That guy.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude. He's also like a,
Like whitewater, just crazy shit?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like in fact, he went to South America and
Oh,
went
really?
down there and did some stuff down there. Yeah. So like he's got some really cool, videos that he's put up, I believe, on his Instagram page.
Okay.
So, but he does really cool stuff like that. Kevin is just a kind of a sports nut. He plays soccer, plays golf. He goes hiking. He's a camper, you know, all that
Yeah.
stuff too. Paul's a massive fly fisherman. Loves
really?
fly fishing. Yeah. Paul's also, I don't think we'll be able to find it right now, but Paul, here's a little another nugget fact for you, was a champion inline skater back in the day.
Really?
Yes, like on ESPN and everything. The dude,
Damn.
he's got all kinds of crazy talents.
Yeah, if
He was-
I ever had rollerblades, I'd put little capes on them, I think. I don't know why.
That's amazing.
I don't think I could stand up on rollerblades right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went roller skating a couple of months ago before all this.
But
went down.
inline skater sounds so much cooler.
It does,
I'm going to start
right?
using that, yeah.
Inline skater sound, yeah. It's inline skating, bro.
Yeah. So,
And Sarah Joelle, she goes stand-up paddleboarding. She's an avid hiker. Joe is a hell of a disc golf player. That guy can rip. So, and then I just love going hiking with my dog. That's my favorite thing.
yeah, you got a couple dogs, don't you?
Just one.
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah, just my little tan and white pit bull, Maggie May.
Nice.
Oh, I love that girl so much.
Yeah, man.
She's my best friend. So we end up going, In fact, right before I came up here, I wanted to make sure that we had enough. Yeah, that's her.
Oh, nice.
In her Supergirl outfit. That is correct. I do dress my dog up.
Yeah.
And she is very sassy, but, I can't say enough about her. But we went and did a 4-mile walk right before I came up here just because.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, like she needs the exercise, and I always love the exercise. So we get out and go do as many, where I live over in Littleton, there's good trails back through greenways and stuff. So I can hit 4 miles, no problem, and get back to the house. So it's cool, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a daily thing. Otherwise, I usually head up to the mountains.
Yeah.
Up there, yeah.
Well, I know you grew up in the mountains.
Hell yes.
Real close to where I did. And
Bailey represent.
yeah. And you've seen the influx and the amount of people that have moved in here.
Yes.
Do you have any
Yes.
pet peeves you want to talk about with that influx and just how people treat some of our public lands and stuff like that? I mean, I don't want to hound on anybody. I think a lot of it's miseducation.
Yes.
And
Yes.
just maybe some morals or having that instilled in you. I always had people that would kick my ass if I did something wrong. And
Correct.
Right? If I didn't pack out my trash
Yes.
or get rid of bury a campfire or anything like that.
I'll start simple.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just talking simple stuff.
I'll start simple. Clean up your dog shit.
Yeah.
I don't need. What if I slip and fall on that and break an ankle while I'm up in the mountains and on a trail? Come on,
Yeah.
dude. I understand you think you're in the mountains, but a big steamer on the trail is not cool.
Right.
mean, just be cool. That's all of a sudden I noticed that shot up. The more people who got here, there was dog shit everywhere.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I was that was the first thing I noticed, and then
My pet peeve with that is people will bag it and leave it on the trail
yeah.
and don't. And I think the intention is when they come back down the trail, they're going to pick it up.
And they
But it's
forget.
fuck, man,
Yeah.
I don't want to see that in the meantime,
Yes, yes.
So-
It's no, that gets me too. But I've also been the guy, and this doesn't earn me a medal or anything. But I've also brought a Safeway bag and picked up a bunch of those and thrown them in there and been
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I do the same thing, and I've talked to a couple people that do it, and I do it all the time. Even just walking my dog here.
yeah,
Because the puppy has been coming to the studio with me during the
Yeah,
day
yeah.
when I'm doing some leg work, and because she's a fucking terror at home. She's a lot calmer here when she's around me.
Yeah.
But so anyways, I'll go out and walk her here, and it's just, man, there's shit in the river. There's plastic bottles, whatever. So
Yeah.
I always find myself picking up something, and I don't mind doing it, but
no,
I just wish people would clean up after themselves. And I don't think it's all people just literally throwing it on the ground. Maybe it blew out of somebody's yard, Who
oh
fucking
yeah. I
knows?
mean, there's a bunch
But-
of stuff. I think that the influx of people just in general you're gonna have these issues, but I think that it does I don't know, maybe for people who have been here all of our lives, we have to kind of try to help people too and be yo, man, this is just what we do around here. We pick up trash.
Yeah.
I ain't being a dick. I'm just saying, maybe if you get a shot, pick something up on your way through the thing. You meet somebody, just talk to them as a human,
Right.
Hey, our planet sucks when it's covered with trash. Maybe we should pick it up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's that. I'm with you with that as a pet peeve too.
Yeah,
It's
and I'm into fly fishing a lot, and then my kid's really into fishing right now, and it's every time we go to the river, we're coming. It's just a staple. In my fishing bag, I have just a plastic Safeway bag.
Yep.
And 9 times out of 10, if we're going, if we're remote, not so much, but anywhere close to any sort of home or anything like that, we're always picking up tackle,
Yeah.
fishing line,
Yeah.
plastic bottles, plastic bags, and all, we're in the river. So it's
Yeah.
it's no big deal to grab it and pick it up and you throw it in the pack. You're wet already.
Yeah.
You might get a little bit dirty, but just help, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's dead on is just try to help.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I go, there's a place it's pretty close, but it's my kind of secret getaway. It's the south side of Chatfield.
Uh-huh.
And there's a bunch of trails, dirt trails back through the woods and stuff. And me and the dog will go out there and hike. And I can't tell you how much trash I've seen out there. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? And
Right.
it's just it kind of, and it's not it's right off the area. It's not it blew in. I'm someone left this. And I'm
Yeah.
I'm like, look,
You can definitely tell when somebody's left a pile of something,
Yes.
or if something's like blowing from the wind into the river or whatever.
Yeah,
But,
I'm like, yeah, I know.
if
you
you
didn't
straight
want-
up just leave it on the riverbank or
Yeah.
the trail, you're an asshole.
That's what I mean.
Sorry.
Like, oh yeah, no, it's true though. Like we were walking by one of, there's a small, like, I wouldn't call it a river, but probably a creek down there, and like there's literally just McDonald's, and I'm
Right.
like, you assholes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, so you scoop it up,
Yeah.
take it back,
Pack
with
it
us.
in, pack
now,
it out, right?
Now Maggie is just freaking out because I got like half-eaten burgers, and she's like, "Those are mine." I'm like, "No, they're not."
You're right.
That's,
You're gonna get COVID, dog.
yeah. I'm like, I ain't trying to feed.
Well,
you
and that's the
McDonald's.
thing too. It's made me second guess picking it up a little bit. Like
Yeah.
the other day, I passed a shitload of trash, and I didn't have a bag with me. I was just walking down here, and it ate me up so much that I had to go back with
Yeah.
the trash bag. Like
Yeah.
10 minutes later, I was like, I'm just gonna go pick it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's made me think about it a little bit more because some of the stuff I was picking up were actually masks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's been on somebody's face.
Yeah.
I know it's dirty.
You're like,
it probably shouldn't be touching this. I don't have rubber gloves. I
Yeah.
don't walk around with my rubber gloves and shit. You know what I mean?
it's
Like,
funny you say that. I
Yeah.
started walking around with gloves when we go on
Yeah.
hikes because
I probably should, man. As much stuff as I pick up.
and that for that exact reason though, because I was like, I literally went to pick something up and I was like, oh God, that's somebody's mask, and I'm like, next to a tissue. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, gross, dude. I'm like, so I had an extra dog crap bag, and I like bagged it and like
Yeah.
tossed it because
I thought about getting one of those little gopher pole things or
nice.
something, but
Your
then I'd be
grabber?
that guy. Like, why is this county worker? I think he broke out of jail. We better call law enforcement. That just probably caused some.
You're
more
like, I
problems
swear,
for
I'm
you.
supposed to be here.
Yeah. There's some big guy with neck tattoos and a beard picking up trash.
They're like, he's working off his.
Yeah. But anyways, back to the band. I just
yeah.
had to hit on that real quick.
No,
and,
man, I'm with that because we are all avid like outdoorsmen, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, when you live in Colorado, I think it's just it's part of you. Like people have dogs, you're going to be outside, and you try to enjoy. There's 300 days of sunshine, for God's sakes. You're going to try to be outside as much as you can.
Yep.
So, I mean, even in the winter when it's snowing, we're all outside. I mean,
And that's one of the reasons I started the podcast was to help educate people on how to use the outdoors a little bit better, maybe. And like I've said before, I'm no expert in it. We're going to have some experts in,
that's good.
but also while we're having fun, I'm going to bring it up
No, it's
occasionally,
great.
right? You
Well,
know,
I can
'cause-
give you the number one thing you should do.
What's that?
Don't be a dick.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Seriously, people out there, don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
Like it's like use common sense. Would your mom yell at you for doing this? Yes? Then don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
It's that easy. And be like, pick that up. Oh God, my mom would yell at me for this. I should
Right.
pick this up. That's it. That's all you need to know.
No, that's good
Yeah.
advice, man. Just remember mom's in the back of your head,
Yeah.
right?
Like expect to get smacked in the back of the
You're
head
right.
if you do something stupid, and you should be fine, right?
Right.
So yeah.
So, no gigs,
No gigs.
new album,
New album.
right?
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing? Are you guys doing any sort of live stream shows, or how are you guys rehearsing?
So
are you guys getting together?
we
or-
have not been getting together.
Really?
So we've been trying to figure out a way to do it. I know that everything's kind of, when everything went into like true like lockdown quarantine down in town, we all we wanted to respect it, you know,
Mhm.
and we also we all have someone in our lives that we don't want to get sick, right?
Yeah.
So we just wanted to respect that and try to be as good about it as we could. And with the album, we just decided to concentrate our efforts on just getting the album out there, talking to people, getting new content with that album to go with it digitally. But I mean, personally, I practice probably 6 times a week right now. I mean, after I leave here, I'm going to go home and play an hour on my drums because otherwise I'll go crazy. And I know they're all the exact same way.
Mhm.
I know that Paul's been writing songs like crazy. Kevin's been writing songs. Woody's been writing songs. I know Joe's been practicing getting crazy and doing his stuff too. Sarah has been playing with her partner, Sarah Slayton, on the Northern Colorado live show. So they do a live stream on Saturdays and on Facebook. And that's really cool because it's a ton of bands who will do a live stream, and they basically put up a digital tip jar too. They put up their Venmo or whatnot.
Okay.
So
That's a great way to support some local musicians.
It really
and
is.
Some national acts too. I would
yeah,
imagine,
it's there's so much stuff that like watching it too is like you'll see people and you'll be like, this is amazing because these are people who were on tour and now they're like, well, we're going to do this we're going to play this digital show,
Sure.
But it's really cool to see everybody come together and do it too. And, it's just it was a really cool idea. Sarah Slayton is just a beast when it comes to this. If you guys get a chance, she's done some panels with people too about like what's going on with songwriting. That's her right there.
Okay.
And that's probably the panels and stuff too, but she's been going on doing songwriting. They did a whole thing on how COVID's affecting the music business. And they had a couple of different people. Andy Rock from Flowbots, he was on there. Like all these guys who have really good insight about different parts of the business, and like they're doing stuff like that and talking about that. So if you guys get a shot, like definitely go back and watch their replays of those.
Yeah,
on
I'd like to
Facebook,
check that out.
because it's super interesting. They're like half an hour long, and you'll get to see like the whole panel. And it's really cool, and all the live performances are up there still too. So it's just it's kind of a badass idea, and it's just a matter of trying to keep people interested, and that's the thing too. Is like we're trying to figure out ways. I've been doing my little scheming and thinking about. I have some ideas, and I'm really hoping they.
Well,
work.
we have a lot of listeners, so don't let them steal your idea.
Well, yes,
man.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I ain't saying a goddamn thing.
We'll sue the shit out of you.
Yes.
I said it on the last episode. I'm going to say it on this one.
I'm with you.
We got a lawyer next door.
I
actually.
love it. Yes, yes. I will go talk to him. But no,
God, there's a ton of videos on here too. This is incredible.
Yeah,
you
it's
can spend a day, you can spend a week doing
easy. And like if you just go, just the panels alone are worth the watch. So, but like we've all been basically trying to figure out how to do stuff like this, do online stuff, but different versions of it, our own versions of it. How do we play live to people? How can we figure out? How can we do the Beatles on the roof, live show where we could actually social distance some people and play a live show from people on a roof, so we're all okay. Something of that nature.
Right.
It's just everything is new, so we're just working it, man.
Yeah, and until the government lets up, you're probably not really going to be able to do anything until they actually let some of those things happen, because it'll just get shut down.
Honestly, I don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, logistically, like we were talking about this and kind of laughing about it too, because we're like, all right, let's say they do the Gothic. We'll use the Gothic as a for instance, right? Let's say they go social distancing, and you can sell a third of the Gothic, right? That should be a third, so that's roughly 350 people.
Right.
So 350 people in the Gothic that seats just over 1,000. As soon as all these guys get drunk, do you really think they're going to be wearing masks and standing 6 feet away from each other?
No.
We're going to all have
You think the line at the bar is going to keep a 6 foot distance?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's that kind of thing. Is like that's why they're thinking of it like, yeah, the first like sweaty concert that happens is going to literally probably be a second wave outbreak.
I don't know if you've been in a bar lately, and we have a couple next door to us here in the studio, but I know that they've put up like plexiglass barriers, in between booths and stuff like that. Or Jeremy, you were telling me about that, right?
Yeah. So when this thing goes off, when they're allowing people to or these bars to open back up, the bartender at a place I just happened to stumble into. It's not like I go into these places.
Well, we were actually there next door to the studio, and we forgot to bring ice, so we went over to get ice. But then we felt bad. We actually have a drive-up window. It's great off of our balcony. We can just walk to the back window of the bar and be like, "Hey,"
So they said they're gonna have to be at like a third occupancy, and in between every table, they're gonna have to put up these plexiglass barriers between tables. So on top of you being shut down for 2 months, by the way, you need to find a contractor to install these things.
Oh yeah. It's
crazy,
wild,
man.
dude.
Yeah.
Jeremy, I think I sent you a text message of this. I originally got it from my sister, and I don't know. I'm sure it went viral because it was fucking hilarious. But there was a tennis club or a tennis court that was reopening,
Oh,
and it was like some woman at a press conference like talking about handling balls and not handling other people's balls, and
that's like a governor or something too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's trying to keep it together while she's reading whatever she's reading, but it is
find
freaking
that.
hilarious. Yeah, see if you
There's
can
so
cue
much
that up.
there's so much unintended comedy.
That is amazing. That
Really-
is
Yeah.
one of my favorite things I've seen on the
Really
internet. I
dark,
was like, you got to be
unintentional
kidding me.
comedy.
She's like, don't play with other people's balls.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's like, don't touch them. Touch them with your feet. And I was
Yeah.
like,
You can kick
what?
them. You can
You
kick their balls.
balls, but you can't touch their balls. And I just kept being like, this can't be happening, right?
Yeah.
This can't be happening.
It's
Oh my God,
hilarious.
you and I are texting each other like boyfriend and girlfriend over here. I'm scrolling through a ton of shit here.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's even better.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll
Jeremy's
find it.
turned into my main
I'll find it.
my main business partner here. We've
I
been
love-
tearing it up.
I love it, man. That's
Tear
awesome.
the text up.
Yeah.
Tearing the text up. We're just getting it done. You know, it's cool.
But yeah, so pre-COVID, you guys were touring pretty heavy. You guys played a bunch of festivals and were off to a really good start for 2020, I'm sure.
Yeah, we were. I mean, the stuff we had lined up and stuff was. I try not to dwell on it, but it was like I was really excited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there was stuff that was coming up that I was like, I've played tons of shows over my entire life, but like I still love the next show. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff we were kind of like super excited for. We're like, all right, we were going to play the opening of Red Rocks. Like there was this show that it was going to be like up at the visitor center, and there was going to be a bunch of local, and it was a local opener thing, and they had us slotted as the like quote unquote headliner of that day. And we were super excited, and it was going to be a bunch of people that wanted to come out and see us, and we were going to play Red Rocks, and it was going to be a good time.
How
And-
great is that? I mean, being a Colorado native,
Yeah.
and growing up here, right?
Yeah.
The first time that I actually did a gig there where I was working, and I've been to a million shows
Yeah.
there, right? Or probably not a million, but at least 100, right?
Yeah.
And to play that place for the first time or do a gig there for the first time, how did that feel for you? I know that you've played it several times now.
So the first time I played was with one of my side project, MF Chaos, which is me, myself. I'm Matt Fink. That's the MF. And DJ Chaos.
Shout out to DJ Chaos.
Yeah, what
man.
up, Chaos? And
Old school.
Yes.
Kicking it old school.
Yes, sir. And him and I actually opened for Jurassic 5 at Red Rocks for Winter on the
Oh,
Rocks.
that's sick.
And we get out there, and I'm playing live drums. He's DJing, and it literally is 6 degrees when we start.
That's the crazy thing about Red Rocks. Like you and I grew up here, it was, I mean, there was only shows in the summer, really, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe fall and spring a little bit.
Yeah,
But
not
even that was
anymore.
tentative. Now it's freaking year round.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
300. It's like 300 plus days a year that they do shows.
That's
there.
crazy. Yeah.
And
What a great place.
oh, dude, yeah, it was it's still one of my favorite shows I've ever played. And there's something almost spiritual about playing there. Like,
Yeah, there really is, man.
like there's just an energy in the rocks that you don't get to experience. You feel it while you're in the crowd, but it's even more like focal on you when you're playing. You're just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, this is happening.
Right.
And like, it just, I remember being like, so like anxious, like excited, not nervous, but just excited, anxious. And then all of a sudden this like warm calm came over me. And when it's 6 degrees, that says something.
Yeah.
And I went out there and we just slammed for an hour, and it was amazing. And I had the best time, and we had such a good time, man. And that's why I was so excited to play with that. This would be the first time for Lola to come back and play that show.
I thought you guys had played there before, but
No, we actually had we had got to the point where we were talking with Film on the Rocks, and it just never worked out, like scheduling and stuff. So we were like, this is the year we're gonna do this, and then it's gonna we're gonna hopefully get one of those Film on the Rocks dates and play there too.
Yeah, that's a great concept too, because they show a movie, right? Like a band plays up till dark.
Yeah, they have two bands usually that
Yeah.
open up, and now the movie, and it's like, oh man, such a great
So
time.
cool, man. I remember going to see like Big Lebowski up there and Braveheart, and just all kinds of stuff. And it's awesome, man.
I went and saw Labyrinth, and people all came dressed up, and it was amazing.
It's themed, dude.
Oh, dude.
That part in Braveheart where they're like all mooning with their kilts.
Yeah.
Dude, there was probably like 75 drunk, and they all look Scottish. But I saw a lot of male ass that night at Braveheart.
You're like, this was not what I came here for, but
yeah, I was not one of them.
Oh, man. But yeah, that was, I mean.
Yeah, man, I was super fortunate. The first real gig that I did there, we were on a U.S. leg of a tour, and the band that I was with was great, man. We had a great schedule, and we came through, and obviously all my family lives right around there, and so the grandparents came down to see me, and my grandmother couldn't make it down to where the actual, like, because the backstage area is actually underneath the stage pretty much, right? And it's all built into the rocks and super cool. And my grandfather came down, and so he got the backstage tour and got to meet the band. And it's the craziest deal, man. He's the only guy I know that doesn't listen to any sort of music.
Really?
Like, he likes a little bit of country, like some Johnny Cash, which is cool. And he likes to listen to, like, if he's going to listen to something, like some Spanish flamenco guitar or something.
Okay.
So he had no idea who these guys were, right? He's meeting the band members, and they were super cool. I mean, they're a super generous band, and we're chatting him up, and they started asking me, what kind of music you're into, and he just straight out told them, he's just an honest old man. He's like, I don't really listen to music, but my wife's really into Elvis and all this stuff, right? That's awesome. So it came around to sound check, and my grandmother was waiting up with security, and they kicked everybody out of the park.
Yeah.
And the band management and the band also invited them to stay. So my grandparents were the only two people sitting in Red Rocks during the sound check.
Awesome.
And to boot, they paid one of my grandmother's favorite songs by Elvis.
That's
like,
amazing.
Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
That's
like,
amazing.
She was crying. I got to watch it with her. I was like, okay, this is cool, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's a special place for me.
Hell
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
All the shows that I snuck into there as a kid, stuff. It was awesome.
I can't count the shows I've been at Red Rocks. I tried once, and when I got to 150, I was like, it's over that, because that was like a 8-year span. I've been to
I highly recommend to anybody listening to this podcast right now, and we actually have listeners from around the world because I can see the stats.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So shout out to all those other countries. I don't know how the hell you heard about us, but
yeah.
But yeah, I
on you.
highly recommend coming to Colorado, Morrison, Colorado, and seeing a show at Red Rocks once all this shit blows over.
Yeah. Actually, I have a story for that.
Yeah.
So Radiohead played Red Rocks once, and I got tickets, and I was really felt pretty excited that I got them because they sold out in I think 3 minutes. So I get to my spot, and about probably a third of the way up the rocks, not too far behind the sound guys, which is the perfect spot to be.
Yeah.
And
the infamous tunnel.
Yes. And there's these two people, this couple next to me, and they start up a conversation with me, and they're from Denmark, and they heard that Radiohead was playing Red Rocks, and they bought tickets and flew over just for that show.
Wow.
5 minutes later, I get another group of 4 people next to me, and they're from England, and they flew over for the same reason. And I was like, this tells you what kind of place this is.
Yeah.
That people were willing to basically take their yearly vacation and be like, I'm going to see my favorite band at the greatest venue in the world. And that's what they said. That was their exact words.
Yeah.
And that was something that will always live with me, because I'm like, there's people out there who love this place and the bands who play it so much that they would travel 6,000 miles to get here.
Man, it's an awesome place. Like, I've been in just about every venue in the U.S., and I've been in venues all over the world, and there's some cool spots. But Red Rocks, to me, and maybe I'm just partial to it because I grew up here, and I didn't realize how good we actually had it when I grew up here. But that's number one to me.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a lot of roadies out there and a lot of my roadie buddies that fucking hate the place because it is a pain in the dick to fucking load into, man. Like you have to do a whole cross load between trucks and to smaller trucks to get the gear up to the stage and all that. But man, it's an awesome spot.
You can always tell the working guys behind there are busting their ass.
Yeah.
I'm always like, whew, damn, you boys have got it going.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't go in there organized, you're going to get your shit handed to you by the local for sure. Because there's no room to organize anything or anything at the bottom, man. No, it's crazy.
It is crazy, but it is, I mean, it's wonderful, man. But, I mean, like with that, I mean, shows like that was one of the ones where that one hurt the most.
Yeah.
I think that one, because we will play the Gothic again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, Red Rocks.
And those are great venues, too. I didn't realize how great all those venues were, like the Ogden, the Gothic, Bluebird, all those little spots like that, you know?
100% love it. And there's, man, the music scene here is so much, like, more vibrant in the last, like, 10 years. And I thought it was good before, and it's just gotten better. And
I wanted to ask you about that. That was one of my questions, and we'll circle back to that in a minute.
Yeah, you're fine.
But you guys have done some touring, and do you guys have some favorite cities, or do you have a favorite city that you've been to or played at? Or
Oh, man. Well, I'm going to bring up one of your favorite places because you lived there for a couple of decades.
Yeah,
Hermosa.
I moved in and just never left.
Yeah.
Man.
We played.
It was cool, bro.
We played a couple. We played a couple of the Hermosa Beach shows last year where we played out, and it was just amazing. Like, it's God, Hermosa is such a laid back town, and like the South Bay is so dope. I mean, like it instantly felt like I was like, okay, yeah, I could see why people live here. And I didn't even realize that you were there that long.
It's
I was
like a
no
little
wonder.
slice of, I don't know how to explain it. It's got that San Diego vibe.
Yeah.
I guess like the San Diego beach vibe a little bit, but it's a little bit more on the hip side, I guess, or hipster side.
Yeah. No,
a little bit.
I can dig that.
But yeah, it's a great spot, man.
Oh man, it was so much fun. And like the first show we get there, we're playing at Tower 12 right off the pier, and we're super excited. And we were literally the pre-party for the Teen Choice Awards. Like,
okay.
That was going on as the teen. They're walking the blue carpet for the Teen Choice Awards. I'm like, look, the Jonas Brothers too. Like, and like, that
there's
was
always something going on down there too.
Yeah,
you know?
and we played the next week on that same stage. We flew back, or like 2 weeks later, we flew back in and played that. Played their. It's the movie, and a bunch of bands come out and play the stage. And,
okay.
Man, that was fun.
Did you guys get to go to the Lighthouse or any of those music venues that are right there off the pier?
No. So we were actually talking with them about coming back out there before all this happened. That was part of like, we've been trying to talk with those guys and like make another circle around and like come back down where like do a Southern California tour and then do a Northern California and like Oregon and Washington kind of tour on two different legs. So, which I love.
Some of my favorite parts of the country, and Northern California is awesome too, man.
Oh yeah. That's anytime I go up there, I'm like, okay, I also understand why people
I like
live
visiting now, though.
Visiting is good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm glad I'm not living there now during this whole thing, man, and when all that was going on, or New York or something like that. I feel so bad for those people.
I mean, there's so many people too. I mean, it feels like there's a lot of people in Colorado until you're like, oh, we're like a third of them, and you're like, okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, the touring. I mean, dude, that was probably one of my favorite spots. Salt Lake, love Salt Lake, man.
Yeah.
People come out.
It's crazy how that town goes off too, man.
Yeah, like holy God, dude! Like I have flown in and played shows
3-2 beer and all. Yeah. I don't even know if is that still a thing there?
I don't know. I
the last time I was there was like a year and a half ago, and it was.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
I mean,
that's what cracked me up about Colorado was when I moved back. On Sunday, you could go to the dispensary and buy all the weed you wanted.
Yeah,
but you couldn't get a regular beer on a Sunday.
Which
I'm glad they fixed that problem finally.
They were like, should we keep doing this?
Right.
Like, no, we shouldn't.
So yeah, let's get back to the band here a little bit. I'll quit babbling, but
I like babbling too. So
oh no, it's on its way out. So I don't know if it's out yet, but it's on its way out.
Okay.
So it's coming if it's not there already.
I think it's gone because all the grocery stores and stuff now, all the beer that they sell is
Full
feel
strength.
regular.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Oh,
it
you
wasn't-
mean Salt Lake? I'm
Salt
sorry.
Lake,
Yeah, I got it confused.
I feel like it wasn't that long ago that I was there, but it was actually
Right.
over a year. So I don't know.
But man, those people party freaking hard, man.
Oh, dude.
Drinking 60 beers a night or whatever.
Yeah.
you need.
you
Yeah.
don't feel great in the morning, and
Yeah.
it's not from the alcohol; it's just from
It's the
everything else.
yeast.
Yeah. You're like,
I
I
got a
did
yeast infection.
start paying attention. You're like, do you realize I drank 385 grams of sugar yesterday? It's like, how's that possible? That's like eating a 5-pound bag of sugar. I don't know, man. It was wild.
So yeah, the Colorado scene when you and I started in it
Yeah.
a long time ago,
Yes,
because
sir.
you and I worked together on a project for close to 2 or 3 years,
Almost 5.
something like that. Shout out to all the Boondock
Yeah,
Saints.
yeah. Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
What's up, fellas?
Yeah, man, those were great times.
Oh, dude. Still love that.
Fond memories,
Yes, sir.
memories.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I mean the scene then I was involved with it then. I don't really know what's happening too much with it now because I have kids and I don't get out as much as I used to. Like
It's
I
hard.
used to every night
Yeah.
back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, what's happening in Colorado right now with the music scene? It's 99% of the bands that I've heard that are coming out of Colorado are freaking amazing, man. And it's kind of like they're carving their own little genres too, like
Yeah.
your guys' band.
Yeah. I mean, you got the scenes have literally just exploded. I mean, everybody kind of went and were like, okay, we're just going to do this. And like for all of us, it started back with the Fray when they first popped out of Colorado, and they were the first big one. And then it's literally just kept stepping up, and they're like, oh, okay, now we have Flowbots. Okay, yeah, we like Flowbots. Okay, now, One Republic was from here? Oh, wow, okay, yeah. Oh, they're going to come back and do stuff too. Yeah, all right. And then it just kept getting crazier. Oh, yeah. Holy God, the Lumineers, yeah. Oh, Nathaniel Rateliff.
Yeah.
Nate Rateliff is a great dude too. I mean, anybody who's been in the music scene long enough has met that guy and realized he's genuine. That's not an act. He's the real dude, and he's awesome. And all of these people exploded out of it. And what that did was basically told the rest of the world that, hey, Colorado is not some podunk cowtown.
Yeah, and I've always kind of found, and I don't know, you can probably hit on this a little bit more because you're a bit more of a music buff than I am, even being
Sure.
in the industry. It's like whenever you're in a good spot like Hermosa or something, like look at all the punk rock that came out of there.
Oh, yeah.
Or look at the reggae rock and stuff that came out of Southern California.
Yeah.
Maybe not Hermosa specifically, but it's definitely has that scene there,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Sublime out of Long Beach and all that sort of stuff. It's like when you're surrounded by a place like that that's beautiful or maybe still has a hood element to
Yeah.
it a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah.
right? All those influences start to come in. But really, when you have that much sunshine and like that sort of atmosphere, and we have the mountains here, I think it just breeds creativity a little bit in my mind.
I know you're absolutely right. I think the same thing. I think even on downbeat stuff, like you'll hear stuff that like you're like, man, that's depressing in a good way, you know, like it's so like heartfelt and you feel the soul of the song. Like, God, this guy's got to live in like somewhere up north. It sounds like
Right.
he's been in a dark hole. You're like, no, he's from Broomfield, you know, and you're like, oh my God, dude, Jesus. And like, but that's the beautiful part of it. It really is. You're absolutely right. Is like the inspiration is so far even with some of the punk bands and like more hardcore bands who've come out of Colorado. Like, I feel like they are like pissed that it's so nice here. So they were like fighting against it. Even the niceness like influenced them to be upset about it, you know? And you're like, hell yeah.
You're right.
But it's, I don't know, man. The scenes have just been like, it's just been so much more concentrated and people are actually moving here for music. And that made me smile because that was something that never happened back in the day.
And from my past experience, like Colorado was kind of one of the last spots where venues would still pay bands to like if you're
Yeah.
a musician in Austin or in Hermosa, probably unless you're in the mainstream or to the status where Lola's at now, you're probably not getting paid. You're probably playing a lot of shows for free, right?
That's
if you're
correct.
an up and comer.
Yeah. And yeah, that's the unfortunate part is like the one good part is, yes, there is a structure here where you're going to make money, not a lot, but you'll make some money.
Yeah. But it's going to help cover some of those costs. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I mean, yeah, there's plenty of places where like we're talking tour stuff, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll guarantee you $50." And you're like, "Whoa, what?"
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Warped Tour.
Yeah. How'd you know?
Yeah.
No. But no, that's exactly what it feels
Yeah.
like. Is like they're like, here's $50, fly to our city, because that's the hard part, is because of stuff like that. But like Colorado does have like a bit of a standard like that, because I think that they also realize that we are not a small state. Like, to tour Colorado by itself would be like touring 2/3 of the East Coast. And when people start to do that math, they're like, well, dear God, I'm like, yeah, I could play everything from Maine to Baltimore in the time I could play 4 shows in,
Right.
in Colorado, because I got to
it's
drive
pretty
2
spread
days.
out, yeah.
So I think Colorado understands what they are too. Is like, hey man, we play Vail shows a lot. Like, we play the mountains, love playing the mountains, because it's our people. You know what I mean? It's just like you get up there and you'll get all the tourists that come in, obviously, but the locals who are there are like, man, I saw you last time. Man, it was good, really good to see you. I love what you did with that new song. You really did something different this time. It's like, oh, you were paying attention. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But they know that, hey man, we got to give you a place to stay tonight. Hey, we're going to give you a little bit higher of a guarantee, but we know you're going to bring the people, and that's where you start with those people. And that's why I think Colorado does it like that, is that they know you have to travel. They know that this is not like
Sure.
any like,
And I think that people are willing to pay to go see a band.
Hell
like,
yes.
In some of those other spots like Austin stuff, you can walk in any door in any part of that city on 6th Street, and there's going to be live music there. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
And there's great musicians there too. And I'm not knocking anybody that lives there or works
no.
out of there or any of the venues.
They're amazing.
Yeah, it's just the structure is just different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it definitely, it makes you have fondness for some place when you go other places and you're like, whoa, this is weird. I didn't understand why this would be this way, and you get back to Colorado and you're like, okay, all right.
Oh, like back when you and I were touring in Boondock Saints, right? And we would drive to like Nebraska, like 8 or 9 hours.
Yeah.
And you show up and the venue isn't what you thought it was. Like there was a stage the size of this table.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's great. We put the fucking drum kit on there, but where's the rest of the band going to stand?
Yeah,
You know what
exactly,
I mean? It's like
exactly.
shit
The
like
pictures
that.
they showed you were for a venue that no longer existed. And you're like,
oh, that place is down the street.
yeah. Oh, those guys burned down like 2 years ago.
By the
Why do you
way,
have
we're
their
not going to
pictures?
pay you tonight because you didn't have enough bar sales. I'm like, bullshit, the bar was packed.
Yeah.
I don't know how many backdoor alley fights I almost got in trying to get you guys money for your band.
No,
you know
no,
what I mean?
absolutely.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a violent guy.
Yeah, I'm not either. But when you're trying to rip me off and you're blatantly ripping me off,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And that's,
And we never had to deal with that in Colorado. Like, I never really had as a
Very
band
rarely.
manager or tour manager, I never really had any bad experiences when we were in Colorado. It's like when we got to some of those rural spots, it was like,
oh man,
wait a minute. I know that you guys are the only music venue within 800 miles of here, but
you're like, and you're like, you can't bring us out here and then not pay us, you know. But that they tried. They definitely tried. And and that goes for all the small towns and, all the surrounding states too. And that's the hard part, is like, just to get to the higher end, more populous places, you're going to have to go and, for a lot of bands who are trying to come up, they're going to have to, you better have 3 hours of music ready, because you got to play those brewery gigs just like the rest of us.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where you're going to make your money, so you can make your money to make to the next town, so you can make some gas money and feed everybody and get moving.
right.
And once you figure that out, like, don't be above something like that. You know what I mean? Like, once you figure that out, and
Sure, you got to build new markets. You're not going to be the status of band that you're going to be in some of those bigger cities. And
exactly.
I mean, even at the big level, it happens like that. Like, I've toured with bands that are bigger in the UK and bigger in South America. I mean, huge. And then you come to the States and you can barely sell out a Shed.
Yeah.
You can barely sell out Fiddler's Green. Or
Absolutely.
Something like that,
Absolutely. And you're like, yeah, you guys were playing 30,000 seaters in South America? Yeah. And you can't fill up half the Bluebird?
Right.
It's only 550 people.
Right.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. And you're like, damn.
Yeah,
bro.
just kind of, it's weird how that works. And I mean, even with the mainstream artists, but yeah, man, if we could cue up one of your songs, we're kind of running a little bit short on time. I know you got to get back to playing your drums.
Oh, dude, whatever. I love talking. So, I mean, I'm with you guys till the end. So,
do you have a favorite song from the new EP that you want to play? I kind of like, I'm going to screw this up, but it's the music or More Music.
More Music? Yeah.
I like that one because it starts with the trumpet.
Absolutely.
All that sort of stuff is dope.
Yeah, we can do more music.
Okay.
That's our newest single too, and honestly, I don't have a favorite because I really enjoy all these songs.
Yeah.
So like and this was one I actually did a live stream and played along to before the album came out, and that was the first time we had the song up. Was me playing live to it, kind of like, hey, here this is, it's our song, So, and it was fun, but oh man, I just absolutely. These were so much fun. We did them at the blasting room.
Okay.
Oh my God, dude.
Is that where you guys recorded? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the blasting room, for anyone listening who doesn't know, is basically Prince Platinum Records. If you're punk rock or rock, I mean, they've done Rise Against, AFI. I mean, you name them, they've been in there, and they're amazing. And shout out.
And they're in Denver?
They're in actually Fort Collins.
Oh, okay.
So, and in an unassuming building, you drive up and you're like, am I in the right place? It looks like I'm at a loading dock. And you open this door and you're like basically in musical heaven. And Chris, our producer, Chris Biebel, was just amazing. And Andrew, he did the mixings and stuff. He's won Grammys, no big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal. And these guys really helped shape what we were trying to do. And it just got to the point where...
it sounds great, man. It really shows.
And a lot of the pictures actually in the video are like when you're going down the hallways with all the stuff, and like that's in the music. That's us at the blasting room.
Oh, cool. So some of the music video is shot at the blasting room.
Absolutely.
Then. Okay.
So it's like a lot of the behind the scenes. We have a couple of show videos like the Modest Yahoo, some stuff that we did up in Fort Collins with... the Whalers. We played with the Whalers up in Fort Collins, which was super
cool. That's awesome.
But yeah, like it's kind of behind the scenes stuff, and for this video, because this was the antithesis, we need to write more music.
Yeah, it's a great song, man. And
thank you.
I think it's perfect timing too. I think that there's a lot of people that can relate to that right now. Like, I have some road friends of mine that I do gigs with throughout the year, and we spend a lot of time together, and I had no idea that some of them could write music. And
nice.
They're writing music now.
That's
people
awesome,
are finding different ways to let out their creativity, which I think is awesome, and one of the positive things about this pandemic. But yeah, agreed. Jeremy, whenever you got this queued up, man, and we'll just we'll probably talk over it a little bit. That's cool. And then at the end of this, end of this, we'll let all the listeners know where they can find it, where they can find you guys.
Perfect.
Yeah.
To plant more seeds in the ground. We need to write more music, yeah. We need to plant more seeds in the ground. 'Cause we keep on writing.
With all the instruments and all the people in the band and all that.
Keep on fighting.
That's the best way I can say it. Is like our live shows, we throw down. We're there for you.
That's good, man.
Yeah. If you can't tell by any of the videos of all just us just going crazy.
Yeah. Man, that looks like a dope studio.
It's one of the best studios in the country. It really is. It's amazing. Like, I don't have any words for it. Like, if you don't know about the blasting room, look them up, because good God knows. And we did all the pre-production, all the recording there. was fun. Yeah.
Keep on fighting. Don't lose that fire in your heart, my friend. Your light is the guide to true north. It's all you have
We're planning the whole time on the release. Yeah, and 2020 hit our 2020 hit us with a goddamn bat, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
And how many songs are on the EP?
6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we can't wait. We got 6 to 12 more coming too. So I mean,
Yeah, I
like,
bet. Especially with all this time on your hands.
Oh, yeah.
More than that, huh?
yeah. Well, I really have to dial myself in too, because like I'll end up writing like I have like 4 ska songs I've written, and I'm like,
Okay.
that's not really what we're doing. So I gotta like put those on the back burner.
Right.
Yeah, it's fun, man. Like
How can you not write ska music when you got a trumpet player?
I know.
It's
The
like-
funny part is he doesn't play ska at all. Like he's a funk guy. So like,
Oh, even better.
oh yeah, like oh dude, yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, I'll convince him one day to play on one of my ska songs.
Awesome, man. Where's that show at?
That's the Gothic.
Okay.
Yeah, just still one of my favorite venues. in the
Yeah,
world.
it's awesome.
Like that's always, it feels like home base. You know what I mean? Like you always get there and you're just like, this is so happy.
Yeah. Cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, brother.
Happy for you guys.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming out, Matt. I really appreciate your time. I know it's not the most ideal time to be out cruising around. I think things are getting a little bit better, though.
It feels like it.
I'm definitely seeing a lot more people in the mountains.
Yes. Yes. Dear God, there's too many people on the road again. I was like, I really liked this.
Yeah. But why don't you tell us where you can find the band? I know that you guys have a website. That's where I found most of my information on you guys.
Yep.
I know you're on Instagram. You guys got a big following on there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All the majors, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the stuff that people find stuff on. We do connections off of all that. All of our social media is connected off of all of those. We're streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, pretty much everything you can think of on there too. Our own website, I believe, is still lolarising.org, but we do have lolarisingmusic.com coming up too. So
Okay.
we finally got that. Somebody bought the rights. You know how they do
Yeah, I
that.
know. I wanted TMS for the mountainside,
Yeah.
right? But somebody's got it, of
Yeah,
course.
of course.
That's all
Of
right.
course.
We'll buy it when we get our $100 million
There you go.
contract
I like
from
it.
Spotify.
I like it.
Actually, just 10 million's good.
10
We're good
millions.
on that.
I'm not
Yeah.
greedy. We're not greedy,
Yeah,
Spotify.
I don't want to be rich. I just want to have 20 or 30 million. But yeah, so is it Lola Rising? If you search that in Instagram or
yeah, if
any of those platforms.
Yeah, if you just search Lola Rising, you'll find us. Like any of those things, once you put in Rising, we're the first thing that comes up. So it's, yeah, I mean.
Awesome. If you guys like Dirty Heads, The Green, Stick Figure, any of those sort of bands, you got to check out Lola Rising, man.
Well, thank you, brother.
Yeah.
You just mentioned my favorite bands.
Yeah, I'm a big Stick Figure fan, man.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen him live?
Yeah,
or-
Scott's amazing.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
Let me know the next time he's coming through town. Let's go check it out.
I had tickets, but
Yeah.
that didn't go well. So
Yeah, we'll get back to it.
yeah,
man,
yeah.
Eventually. One of
Eventually.
these days.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
All right. Awesome. Thanks again, Matt. Thanks to all the Lola band members that weren't here.
Yeah,
And,
thanks, guys. We got
can't
you.
wait to have you guys back and
Absolutely.
hear the next phase.
Hell yes, man.
All right.
Thank you, bro.